Peace. Test, test, test. Can y'all hear me?
Peace, peace.
All right. Sound check. Can y'all hear me? I can hear y'all.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Islam, Islam.
Islam.
It
Welcome
is.
back, y'all.
Islam.
To the ninth show. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right. I'm gonna skip straight to the intro so we can get to the fun part. Right. Oh, what I just do? Hold on. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Okay. Islam, greetings and welcome to Talk to Me Moorish. I don't know. AKA my brother's keeper, AKA Meet Me at Allah. I am Sister Zara Bay of CalifaMedia.com and thepurplepaperclip.com. And with me are brother Abir Chanan L of 43rdbooks.com. That's 43rdbooks.com. And brother Sarush L of madebysarush.com. This is our 9th weekly chat discussing Moorish Consortium or the lack thereof through the lens of Moorish science, including astrology, history, and Moorish literature. To those joining and those who will enjoy this at a later date, again, welcome and gratitude for your interest and attention. Islam. Did anybody have a scripture this week?
Yes, I got some stuff I can read from the Clock of Destiny, and then after that I have, which is just like a little segment. It's more like a historical thing. I don't know if that's okay.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, it's like this quotation that I saw the other day that I think will be real good to kind of kick off where we're going in terms of relationships. If that's okay.
What's up. Oh, that's what's up.
That's
Have
okay.
at it.
All right.
Please.
All right. Please. So let's see. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Why am I nervous right now?
You want me to read something? No, I mean for real. I've been through this before.
No, I'm messing with you. I'm right. It's called this is coming from book 1 of the Clock of Destiny, and it's called "The Selfish Act of the Amalgamated Muslims Brought Shame Upon the Order of Islam." All right. Had not the selfish Muslims of the Order of Islam established the superstitious religious system contrary to the universal economic and social science as shown in the 12 signs of the zodiac and mathematics, there would have been no superstitious religious order of Christ and Mary. Therefore, the definite fact is that both, namely the Muslims and Christians, for Asiatics and Europeans of the entire earth, are equally guilty for violation of the law of nature as shown in the 12 signs of the ever-present zodiac, which has caused them to undergo the grim law of retribution. The Moorish nation submitted to the grim law of retribution in 1774 through 1776, and the Roman Cross nation submitted to the grim law of retribution from 1914 to fulfill in 1954. This will culminate a short cycle of 40 years. 1954 will mark the definite end of the doctrine of the Daughters of Revolution, namely church mystery and the image themselves and race and color. Civilization is founded upon practical wisdom and the morals of women. The Moorish and Asiatic women have undergone everything which could have been imposed upon them, yet they have retained their morals. You may compare the acts. Hold on a second. All right, excuse me. You may compare the acts of the kinky-haired Moorish and Asiatic women of the United States and abroad with the acts of the European or blonde women of the United States and abroad, and thereby draw your own conclusion during the next 7 years of global economic and social revolution. Thousands of blonde women and sons will resort to suicide while undergoing 7 years of economic and social revolution. The kinky haired women of the United States and abroad are the ones who will restore civilization and peace to the world during the next 7 years. Geometry and the 12 signs of the zodiac constitute the prophetic law, which has never told a lie. The economic suffering of the blonde women of Rome, England, France, Germany, and Greece, and the mythical Palestine will fulfill with the blonde women of the United States, Canada, Australia during the next 7 years. Nature has a just law. It is the grim law of retribution. Wishful thinking, lip service, hypocritical prayer, wealth, atomic bombs, universal military training, and the wooden or stone image of white God definitely cannot offset the grim law of retribution during the next 7 years. Economic chaos will make the blonde people of the USA hate the name such as white people. That's deep. After the cycle of the retribution had fulfilled with the Asiatics of the United States, the kinky-haired women began to give birth to children who have become champions of the world in every important department of human society. Remember, champions of the world do not have to beg for social recognition. The Daughters of Revolution will end begging the Asiatics of the United States for social recognition. The law of retribution cannot be altered. We reap that which has been sown in the past. All right, so that was just like a little reading from him. I trust that y'all got something out of that. I got a lot out of that. I thought it was definitely prophetic because this was written so long ago. And you kind of can see some of that stuff still, happening today. In terms of the Asiatic women and their morals being the thing that's going to restore everything back to the order, this would lead to the next quotation. We live now in terms of relation. We live now like in an order of like this, like everybody wants to be a pimp or a player or like this. You don't just have one woman, you have a collection of women. Whether you choose to take care of them honorably or not, you need like a side piece for this. And even the women now say you need this, that, and the third. You need, you better have somebody to fall back on type thing. So I saw this quote, and then I'm gonna shut up talking for a while. I saw this quote the other day, and it resonated. It hit me kind of deep. All right, it says, "1,000 half loves must be forsaken to take one whole heart home. 1,000 half loves must be forsaken to take one whole heart home." And I thought that was kind of deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this message real quick.
All right.
Power up, power up. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam.
Super high honors to the noble
Islam.
L's, to the Empress Bay. Much love to y'all, family. Definitely great to see y'all out here, sharing your energy, sharing your space, and sharing your wisdom. Much love to you, Bill. I'm here for it.
Cool.
We are growing. Power is the people. And more light. Let's grow. Power up. Love y'all.
Islam. Gratitude for
Islam.
joining
Islam.
us. I can feel the
Islam.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but that 1,000 half loves, yeah. It they're saying dying 1,000 deaths, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind
You
of
know,
like, yeah.
because it's like, well, a half love, that ain't nothing to, that's not a risk. But a whole heart, you got to give up 1,000 like crumbs for just to risk one cake, and it might not even be
That's
a good
hard.
cake for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, that was what
That's
I thought
hard.
when you said that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
because it's like, it kind of goes with it because, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, a brave man
Right.
just one. It's like, well, are you
Right.
brave enough to take that risk? You know?
Right.
So yeah.
I think you know what I'm saying. I think a lot of times when we get our heart hurt. I know for a male, a man, you know what I'm saying. When we get our heart hurt that first time, you know, I don't care how young we are or whatever, it resonates for a minute. You know, it's different. You know, so it's like I'm not
Hey, can I
going
tell
back
somebody's
there no
business real
more.
quick related to that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
Cause a monster I had dealings with, he was like still holding something that'll be I'm gonna say a female for a good
Okay,
reason did to him, right? And every female that he dealt with after that was just like she had to prove she wasn't like this particular female. This was when he was in the 5th grade.
right.
I'm just like, I thought he was
Right.
joking, you know. So of course I
Nah.
had to make fun of it. Here go a big old fight, you know. Like, wow, you were serious, you know? 5th.
Nah, that's
You're
real.
30. What? How old was he? 32, 33. So yeah, I thought it was a joke.
Sarush, is that not real? Be honest, brother. Is that not real?
Yes, it's very real. Very, very real.
Absolutely. Do you
Yes.
feel like? Wow. So Zara, you don't feel like women like you all don't absorb the pain of getting hurt deeply
You
like
better be
that?
glad we don't. For real.
Oh wow, this deep.
I
Okay,
mean,
that's
for real. You better. It's like I
oh
don't even want
wow.
to compare it to anything, for real.
Oh, that's
But
deep.
it's one of those things like men and women are, you know, excuse the whole Libra ascendant thing, but I love looking for the balance in things. And
Okay.
males and females, at least human ones, are like beautifully balanced. You know how he's big on top and small on the bottom. She's small on top, big on the bottom. That kind of
Right.
thing, right? So what they say, women fall in love through their ears, and men fall in love through their eyes, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And both of them need to be doing the opposite in order to prevent being taken advantage of, right? He
Yeah.
needs to actually
Yeah.
listen to this chick instead of staring at her. And she needs to look at what's whispering in her ear instead of listening to what he's saying to her, that kind of thing.
Right.
So if men are deeply hurt by betrayal or stuff like that, women can't be. We really can't. We're not. Speaking from my own experience, we really can't be because of the dynamic. It's like, I'm sorry, men do us so dirty, right? That
Mm.
we can't. They all lie to us constantly, even when it's not necessary. So it's like, you better hope I don't hold that first guy against you. For real. You know, it's the same thing with like, okay, why do women who are okay with polygamy, they don't, or polyamory, right? A lot of the times they don't want multiple men. They want multiple women, right?
Mm.
Because they don't want, whereas men want multiple women, women only want one man. It's beautiful, it's balanced. Get it? So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
So
no, we don't know.
that's kind of, sort of, what I was trying to very delicately talk about last week. When I said when you remove the cat and mouse from it, I think that was last week. When you say men should be looking at or listening or
Right.
deciphering things with their mind rather than through their eye gate. But women work very hard to attract men through their eye gate.
They're taking the wide road. They offering
Wow.
you low hanging fruit. They're going for your basest nature. You should be offended,
Facts.
right? Just like some
Speak on
player
that,
that's
Smoot. I'm
always
not ready.
whispering the same thing to each chick, each woman he comes in contact with, right? You should be
Right.
offended, you know? Or you could just not engage. You have that option. You know, I love
Man,
the
so
it's 7 billion people on this planet. You really don't have to take crap from anybody. If you're one in a million, there's 30 other people just like you in this country, 10,000 in China, right? For real. So relax, right? It makes life easy. It's like, this latest. Actually, does anybody else want to say anything? Go ahead. For real.
Yep. I think that subject becomes taboo very fast. Like I said, because what do you want? What do you want this? Do you want the pageantry? Listen to the Leo talking. The romance, that is a pageantry to us. That is the greatest. A love story is the greatest thing to us. So that's how magnificent and magnanimous it is. And if you take something away from that and say, no, come back, stop, get your mind out the clouds, hit 10 toes down, focus. I don't want to focus. I want to be in this dreamy type world when it relates to her. You want to, the guy from Coming to America, Eddie Murphy's like, to be loved. When he went home the first time, you see him saying that?
Right.
You wanted to hit hard like that. Like, I don't know where I am. Like, I'm, if being in love hurts this bad, then, it's just what it is. I don't want to lose it. I care about this girl, does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. And it reminds me of something I read in that book we talked about last week, Love in a Headscarf, and how she was like, how backwards the Western sense of quote unquote romance is. Right. First, my interjection is Roman antics. This is how I would treat you if I actually, claimed you. But I'm not claiming you. I'm just going to pretend to claim you. It's Roman antics, right? So she was like, yeah, people go into the, no offense, people love these romantic comedies and movies, right? How it leads up to, the journey to the relationship.
Yes.
What they don't show you is what happens after that journey, right?
Indeed.
Does it remain that way? Or did they use up all of that stuff in the beginning? And she said the way it works in Islam, in her experience, was you trust people around you who know how marriage works because they're in a successful marriage. We're not just talking about your parents. We're talking about again, this is her story, right?
Right.
And you trust that they're going to hook you up with somebody decent, right? Because they trust it because it worked for them. And the way she put it, the part that you see in romantic comedies that lead to the wedding, that's their life after the wedding. They just remain on a honeymoon because you get it. That beginning is at the wedding, and then they have all that mystery and trying to get to know each other, the nervousness, even though they're married.
I got you now.
There's this dope movie, and it's modern. It's called The Namesake with Kyle Patel. All right, about this Hindu family, and they were hooked up with a arranged marriage and came. It's a dope movie, and it goes into it was about him, I guess. But the part that really got my attention was how the relationship between his parents grew and blossomed. It was just like, are you kidding me? They just stayed on a honeymoon their entire marriage. So
that's interesting.
And I'm just like, well, yeah, these people are backwards, because I look at how they look at the astrology, right? I've always wondered why. It's like, this don't make no sense to me in the natural. How Western astrology says masculine signs go best with masculine signs. That never sat right with me. And then I find out, you know what? Guess what the Quran says? Right in the beginning. Earth, air, fire, water. There's how we're supposed to hook up right there. Right? Because it's like, wow, look, masculine, feminine, not masculine, 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 masculine. So it's like, well, everything else about these people is backwards. Why not their courtship rituals? Roman antics. It's right there in the word.
That's true.
Right.
Then we got a question.
Bubble real quick.
About what? Islam. not to get off topic, Empress Zara, but I filled out the thing on CalifaMedia.com, and I'm wondering how to access the contact points of other Moors or other family members that are willing to assist in the connect the dots perspective and reaching out and building with others. I put all of my information in, but I'm not sure as to how to connect with the information or if the information is connected to others. If you could just speak very briefly, and definitely not to get away from y'all topic. Great bill. Power up. Islam.
Thank you for bringing that up because I was wondering how to segue into that. Thank you so much. And thank you for letting me know that you filled it out because Sarush filled it out, and I know at least one other more contacted me to say he filled it out, but I haven't been getting the notifications. But I'm gonna go in and check it. As far as how you can access the information, I just a couple of days ago figured out how to make private pages on my website that I can send invites to the people, whoever, to sign up to have access to these private pages. So, you sign up for the sheet and I will be vetting this stuff. I might even put like, you need to give me 3 recommendations or something. And people who've signed up will have access to this information, because I'm like, yeah, Moorish directory is dope, but I mean, can we get in touch with individual Moors? Right? And hey, I'll send them my list. I will gladly send them a list. It's like add to it. So yes, that's how we'll do that. I will the sheet is up, so I'll just add that to my to-do list. Because it's not gonna take any time to just set up a new page and start letting folks go, sending out emails saying go ahead and put up your email. It'll be connected to the email that you actually signed up with to make things simple. So again, thank you for asking about that. And for those who don't know, he's talking about a sheet where industrious Moors are trying to link up. Some of us are willing to travel. I know I am. I'm willing to move. So if you have something to contribute, like talents, resources, no matter how small, like one brother said he knows how to drive a bulldozer. Are you kidding me? Please go to CalifaMedia.com and it's right there on the front page and let us know what you're capable of. Right? No, and nothing's too small. Even it's like, I'm willing to sit here with the children. Oh boy. That kind of thing. So yeah, let us know. All right. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Zara.
Isn't it?
That's
like
awesome.
It's becoming normalized. It's time. Right? All we need is people who like willing to give time. I'm not saying that's free. Right. That's very valuable. And and just know that you will be rewarded, if not immediately, at least later. That's how I look at it. I'm gonna get mine. I'm not even worried about it. And I don't want it from y'all. I don't want it from y'all. For real.
Well, who wants to take off with the topics first? This.
Oh, okay. Sarush.
Sarush, you want to go first?
We go dig back into a couple of shows ago. He sent me an article about 2 people who got married on Zoom and they've never met.
Right.
It begins. And then this whole metaverse thing. I'm like, here we go. Right. Yes. And then the astrology. So that was yesterday. There was a partial lunar eclipse on the Taurus Scorpio axis. Yes. So the fruits of relationships. All right. Some stuff. Lunar eclipses, they usually mean that some feminine aspect is going to be eclipsed out of your life, right?
Yes.
So depending on where it fell in your chart. So the moon was at 20, and I can't believe I spaced on that last week when you asked about the astrology. I'm like, oh, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. I'm like, how did I miss that? Right. So and it's going to be extremely transformative because it's in Scorpio, right? It's probably most likely going to have something to do with boundaries, either erecting them or removing them, right? Depending on where Taurus and Scorpio fall in your chart. And the way I look at full moons, it's a flashlight. The moon is just a big old flashlight going around the zodiac, focusing on whatever, or shining the spotlight or spotlighting whatever you're supposed to be focusing on for those next 2.5 days, right? So I think of it as wherever it is, you have whatever phase that is how big that flashlight is in that room, right? And you look at the aspects by where the beam's going. So a full moon is this room that I'm in is lit up, and the I'm also shining a spotlight directly on the sun, who's also shining a spotlight right back on me, right? So a lot of people were like, and I was listening to the breakdowns, and they were just like, a lot of people are tearing down other people's conceptions that they've imposed on them. Because you know how Scorpio is kind of like a restrictive, possessive sign.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So they're cutting away something, because the sun is, it's cutting away something that's been like either holding you back or you haven't been holding back, right? For instance, I put up boundaries. It was extremely enlightening. I love that. People are like, oh, I'm freaking out. I can't believe it. I'm like, yes, I'm full moon in Scorpio. It's horrible. The moon hates Scorpio, right? And it's opposing Uranus. So yeah, some folks got some surprises they probably didn't like, because somebody probably had just like, what was it? A lot of final straws showed up. Yeah, that kind of thing. Because it's Scorpio, cut, slice,
So you said it depends on where Taurus and Scorpio is in your house.
In your chart, yeah.
How,
what houses they are,
chart,
what their house they're in.
So
Yep.
Scorpio's in my 4th house.
Right. So 4th, 10th axis.
Right.
So you're gonna have to make some changes dealing with your home and family.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Yep.
Something gotta go. Yep. Something has to give. One of those things.
Yes.
Right. And somebody's gonna be hurt. It's Scorpio and it's the moon. Right.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna be hurt. Even though the moon actually the sun is in Scorpio, I'm sorry. And the moon is in Taurus. And the moon is actually exalted in Taurus. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. On this end, Sharush, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Zara, yes. On my end, absolutely. I see that. Clearly, yes. Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Zara. Yes.
Oh, no problem. I just brought it up because it was like, I feel better. I feel great, right? Unfortunately, it feels like something got flushed, to put it, graphically. I mean, Scorpio rules plumbing and toilets and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's different. Okay, all right.
Yep.
I was just gonna add one thing that I read. They were saying that it goes back to the new moon that we had in May 11th earlier this year. So it's like the new moon, like whatever whatever intentions we set with the new moon, we would see the fruits of that right now with this full moon eclipse.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Plant your seeds in the new moon of that sign, and 6 months later, when it's full, you should be able to harvest. Mm-hmm. And this fell on an eclipse. So it's just like, wow, you can like ask for other dimensional help, because supposedly that's when the veil between the worlds is the thinnest, is during eclipses and Scorpio season. Wow. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, this I'm getting a bad feel. Like it's got a shiver. Like, wow, and that was the same day that they released that Kyle Rittenhouse thing, which I don't want to even give any attention to.
Right. I feel you.
So I wonder who that was supposed to get worked up. Like, black folks, please sit this one out. This ain't y'all fight. It's not
at all. Yeah, you don't have a
like we actually got it. I feel the need to tell you this, right?
You don't have a dog in this fight at all. Just sit out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But back to the Zoom wedding where they never met. So
she made him a
I mean, hey, why not? People used to do that stuff. Fall in love through letters and whatnot.
They said that's how they did it, pen pals. They was looking for pen pals or something like that.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I thought the
only
puppet was wild
caution.
though.
Oh, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I thought the puppet was wild. That was cool.
Hey, don't hate. She's still human. You know, I really think we're just old children. We really are old, experienced children.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So nah, don't be making fun of people's what are those lovies? You know,
That's a
hey,
fact.
it's keeping her from going out and getting herself probably in some big trouble. For real.
That's the absolute fact.
Yeah.
Well, I know for a fact it's possible. You could definitely do a lot with words. You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot with words. People could definitely fall in love, and you know, words are powerful. I mean, yeah. So I agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's gonna be perfect for the metaverse. It's like right on time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just like I look at the thing, and it's like everybody's celebrating. Like I saw some ad where they were like, "Oh look, this mother, she's testing out our prototype where people can reunite with their deceased loved ones."
Oh
And
no.
it was her with the VR reality and her dead little girl. I'm just like, here we go, right?
That's a show on Hulu.
I'm just looking at this thing
That's a
like,
show
do
on
you know,
Hulu.
isn't
Yeah.
this is this the prequel to The Matrix?
Maybe.
Right? What did they do to them? They plugged them
Wait,
all in, right?
wait.
Gave them about false reality. I'm just like, am I the only one that sees where this is leading? Right?
Sarush said it's a show on Hulu. Is that what you're saying, Sarush?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the name of it right now. The show is like the people transition and then they could get uploaded into this world, and you know, and it's like a computer world consciousness, just everything, like, and they get updated. You know, they when they go to sleep they update the world. Yo, this movie is crazy.
No.
Hold up,
See,
I'm looking for it.
I think it's necessary now to like really, really, really get in tune with your own soul, your own spirit, like for real, because they plan to. The only thing that you had left was the inside of your head, and now they want in there. They want
Right.
to know what's going
Right.
on. You know, they want to dictate how that's done, and you know, you can't have that. You know, you can't.
And people just signing up for it. The devil won't
Right.
make you do nothing, right?
Right.
I love it. Y'all just gonna walk right into this Matrix. They were all plugged in, looking at virtual reality. Come on.
Right.
So my form of resistance is to go outside, because I'm guessing that's what this is about. You're trying to make us, you're trying to turn us into a human zoo, right? An obvious human zoo, where you don't have to worry about what they. I wonder what such and so is doing. Oh, they sitting up on their mattress, wasting away in this reality I've created for them. So okay, I ain't have to worry about that one. I got to look at these ones that went to a walk in the park. You know what they up to. That's me. I skip you.
All right, here you go. It's called Upload. My bad, bro.
No,
Upload.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just called Upload. That's what it's called.
Upload. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Show's crazy. The people that work at the call center, that's how they connect with the people. They put on the VR headset to connect with the people. It's wild that they making that in real life.
Right.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or trying to.
And then you sent me that article. I'm like, well, now I remember when Nintendo was trying to bring out bodysuits so you could use your whole body to play video games. That was like in the 90s, right?
Right.
And now folks getting married online. Hey, why should that stop anything? Right?
Yeah,
Maybe some little VR babies, all that fun stuff.
It's too, like I said, I told you, like to me, it's too much. It's too much.
This stuff is too much.
I told you,
get dark mirror vibes. You know what I mean?
Right. I told you about that show. You know, my younger sister told me about Married at First Sight. Like, you should be able to naturally find your mate. You should be able to do that without somebody trying to plug you in. What are you doing? You could
That's why
always
I
blame
tried.
them and say, "Well, it's your fault. It's your fault. You told me that they would work." Like, nah, it should be on you. And maybe that's just the the Aquarius in my Mars or something. It should be on you. It should be on nobody else to have to do that. Because I don't want you to be able to turn around and start waving your finger there. It's because of you. You told me that I should have dealt with. Nah, that was your choice. That's on you. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Right.
That voice thing.
You making the
I
case for
also
staying out of stuff for real.
the drops that you're putting out with little segments of the show are excellent, Zara. I'm saying I love them. I love them. Like
Oh,
little,
good. I'm glad.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
like
they're
like
excellent.
1 minute of the show. All of those
Yeah, that
clips,
was
every
awesome.
single one
I'm
of them.
telling you, I love that though. I was like, oh, this is real creative right here. Like, yeah, I'm loving. Yeah,
Thank you, thank you,
for real.
thank you.
Salute, and respect. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm practicing. That's why I'm making all this stuff. Because I don't know how
got
to use these
you. I got you.
programs. Like, usually, whatever you see me doing, it's probably the first time I did it. It's like, oh, that worked. So, yes, perpetual student. So, what was the topic you sent me, Abir?
I had a couple of them.
Yeah.
One was dealing with being Moor. You know what I'm saying? And this, let me give you a little background. You hear so much, and it sounds like we're cookie cutters. Like sometimes it sounds like how we move, act, talk, dress, this, that, and the third is like all done in a specific way at all times. Maybe that's my viewpoint, my POV, and that could be wrong, but I'm saying from the discussions that I read and that I hear, it's like we as Moors, I'm saying it more typically right now, specifically right now, the man is like, you have to do this, this, and this, and don't wear that, that, and that, and then we do that, that, and this. You see what I'm saying? And it seems like some of our cultures change based upon the territory. And how we
Mm-hmm.
do things here is different from how you do things there.
Right.
Sometimes based upon the climate or just like how we get down. I live, what I'm saying, where I am now is about an hour and a half from New Orleans. Where we're both close to the water, we right on the Gulf. Both of it is close to the swamps. But the energy that's there and the energy that's here is totally different, but they're both French cities. They still come from that French quote unquote background with the Mardi Gras and all of that. So I was just simply saying or simply asking, you all's point, like, do you feel that that sometimes we're too stringent on who we should be and how we should act, or y'all don't really see it as like a concern in your life? Let me ask it that way.
I think it's important.
Okay.
I think it's important that we distinguish ourselves in public.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. Okay, as well. Now, when you say
As far as being cookie cutter, I think that's necessary right now, just until we have some uniformity, and then we can start adjusting. Because that's actually Act 1 of our Constitution, right? The Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That kind of reminds me of how in Islam, Islam respects the local culture, right?
Right.
So, okay, you're an African tribe and your women just, they do their hair in a way a hijab just isn't going to work. But as long as they're doing everything else, okay, cool. We will respect your culture, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, once we're all on the same page, and I would even say us and one generation totally immersed in this, then we can start making some adjustments, right? It's like making pancakes. I'm not jumping straight to blueberry pancakes if I don't know how to make regular pancakes.
Absolutely
right?
not. Right, right.
So let's start.
Right.
Does everybody know how to make pancakes? All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can start adding your local, fare, right? That kind
Right,
of thing.
right.
Your local flavor. But right now, no, I don't think we're at a place where, because I mean, think about if somebody's coming into this, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
might move around a lot. And I know I saw it. The Moors in Chicago are very different from the Moors in California, right?
Right.
But there was a string of commonality where it was like, oh, okay, I just because you both doing these parts, right? I can sit
Mm-hmm.
in both of your venues, right? Even though it's kind of confusing because I got to keep adjusting every time I move to each one of your venues. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was the question I wanted to ask. Because you see so many different styles of how dudes do stuff. Like how you may want to wear your fez or your turban or whatever. Or, just not one at all. Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you may be on that day. Now, if you take care of official, formal business, I feel like that's necessary. But you just on a everyday type Speedo, is that necessary every
Yes.
day? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it helps. Oh, it helps. Because
It
at
could.
least in my experience, when I walk throughout my day, I see people staring and looking just because of the way I carry myself. That's
Right,
one. And I don't have a weave. You don't even know what I have on because my head is always covered, right? I can
right.
count on my hand how many people know what my hair looks like. It's kind of dope. So, but I get treated differently. I get, when they're helping people in line. I watch their interaction with quote unquote black people. I don't get that same interaction. It's just
Mm.
like they don't know what to do with me, so they respect me. That kind of thing.
Right.
Interesting. All right.
And it's probably a good time to be differentiating yourself right now, because everybody's nuts, and we live in a country where nobody's being themselves publicly. That kind of stuff, because they can't do that, because then we would have to be like, okay, so where do I fit in this? Oh wait, I'm at the top. So, everybody, it seems to be like everybody's losing their minds, right?
Right.
And when they start rounding folks up, which I mean, I'm not afraid of it because I know that don't have nothing to do with me. And to make sure that that has nothing to do with me, I'm gonna make sure I don't look like one of the herd. For real.
I think it's a very respectable way for an individual to carry themselves, and I think as more as we should. That's not even I don't know if that's even a question, but at the same time, like let me give you an example. Like this dude that was he's a 5%er, and they had like this little thing that that comes on YouTube. They got their own little channel and whatnot. And one of the dudes that came out years ago, he started wearing like this cape along with his, you know what I'm saying, with his gear or whatnot. And so the dudes within the nation was like, dude, why are you wearing that cape? And the brother was shocked. Now it wasn't like he was
Right. I'm
tripping
like,
on
where
his
you get
dress or
that
any of that.
from?
Those capes are
He was
dope.
just like, man, this is my own self-styled wisdom. You know what I'm saying? God, I
Right.
can do how I flow like I want to flow. You see
Right.
what
You
I'm
That's
see me
saying?
dope.
Don't
shining,
follow
right?
me. Nah, but we don't do that. And he started saying, wait a minute, now who is we?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
you
my
you
question.
you telling me I'm God, you God, you telling me I can't do this, God?
Bro wearing a
Based
cape. I
upon
love
what?
it.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Give me some foundation on why I can't flow like that. I just seen some brothers. I just seen some brothers rock fezzes with the turban on top of it with different styles that is just like, I mean, crazy ill to me. Like I love it. I love it. I would never say, hey, bro, I don't like, nah, bro. You need to come back to the center a little bit. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like
Yeah, I
that's
see
how
what you're
he
saying.
he doing him. Especially when you're dealing with somebody who got air in them, or Taurus. A Taurus always has fashion is always a little like quirky. Libras, quirky. Always got this. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't. Don't try to put me in that little circle right there. You know what I'm saying? Don't put because I'm not. You know, I'm gonna give you some of that, but I got to do some of this right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's all right. I think it's important we be respected.
Nah, that's facts though. That's
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
I mean, on the style, like I think that the distinguishing is important, like publicly. Like when you ask that question, I automatically thought of George Washington letter, not a letter, but like his statement or whatever like that. When he talked about removing the turbans and feathers from the Moors,
Right.
and us
Right.
not knowing who we are, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I tie my hair up, you know what I mean, and like just off of doing that, you know, I make sure it's always like tied up in something like dope, you know what I mean, and like you know people, you know, like Sister Zara said, like people definitely like look, you know what I mean, people not used to seeing people with their hair covered at all, you know what I mean, like
They need to
hats
see
are
that.
socially
Right.
acceptable and like not saying that the fez is a hat, you know what I mean? But like, you know, when I have worn a fez publicly, it's the same thing as tying my hair up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
so you know, my hair got so long, I just started, you know, tying it up, you know.
I
But
got you.
it's just
That's
like,
a very important point, Sharush. Yeah, very
like you,
important point. Yeah.
like you said, like about the Libra thing though, and like the different signs being quirky. That's facts. But like something that I found out, I was I was talking with a designer, a young designer, and I was like, "Yo, like she asked me, she said, "Yo, what's up with like how did the people dress?" You know, and I'm like, "Yo, like let's get into it, but like we can
Right.
modernize it too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
like let's get all the way into like Sister Zara, we was talking at one time, and I was asking you about the Tuareg raps. You know what I mean? Like from the Sahara, you know the different
Mm-hmm.
raps. And you know, I was talking with her about it. You know, about all of the garments that they wear all the way down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Right.
look, like we over here, we could walk around flowy, and like with the weather, you know, I mean, we got modern technology, so you know, there's things that we could wear under base layers. We could wear under our clothes,
We
like
layered. We know
yeah,
we had
like
like that
you know what I'm saying, like,
for real. Just
Yeah.
all
but
Yeah.
21 layers of silk.
yeah, like
Absolutely.
For real.
definitely absolutely looking into modernizing, you know, the look and you know, being in public that way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
exciting for real, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot,
Cuz it's
shout out to Sakina Moore. They have a Moorish high-end sneaker. I'm talking about
oh yeah.
these mugs are choice. All right, like
What?
lace. You
What?
got. I can't describe them. You gonna have to go look at them. Sakina Moore. I think it's
Okay.
SAI. It's on here. It's on not on here. It's on
Okay.
Brother
Okay.
Sheldon's site, and yeah,
So,
it's Sakina Moore. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, the shoes
That's
are
what's
raw,
up.
and I'm just like, what's supposed to go with these sneakers?
yeah,
Not regular clothes. I can tell you that much. You know. So yeah,
That's what's
it's
up, though.
Moorish influence all over them.
we got to get some more people behind sewing machines, you know, like
That's right. That's right.
teach them how to draw patterns and cut patterns and you know the basics of sewing like home ec
Right.
Moorish home
Right.
ec, you know what I mean?
Shoot, the Nation of Islam, that's where they get their uniforms. Right.
Word,
I mean,
We
those
are
uniforms are
flavor.
tight, aren't they? Shoot.
Yeah.
word.
We
Yep.
are flavor. Like Asiatics are flavor. Like we are what the essence of whatever that is. We are that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to like ping us and put us in one because of how you see things. Like I was looking at an old movie, I think it was like the Jewel of the Nile the other day, and there was some Moors in the movie. You could tell by the dress. It was just something like I don't want to use the word priestly, but it was like, yeah, that's us right there. Like them people right there. Okay, that real, yeah, okay. I see like just you know, when what's my man played in Robin Hood? When Morgan Freeman was playing the Moor in
Facts.
Robin Hood. Just
Facts.
that you know, that regalness
that
about him, like,
presence.
yeah, just like, yeah, like, you know, I got knowledge of self, and I'm just good. You can't touch me. Like, I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love, like, when you have an understanding of yourself and nobody can, like, trick you, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm good. You know, and anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's up? What's our next? What's our next? Who got one? Zara, you got one. Sharish, you got one.
Oh,
Honestly, I'm about
let me
to.
see. I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked, what do people in relationship aspect? What do people surrender too soon, and why does it usually garner a negative response? And I asked this because, I don't know where I saw it, but it was a young girl was asking. She gets the whole women being too generous thing and setting themselves up to be taken advantage of, right? But her
Okay.
question was, why is it when a woman does that and a guy takes advantage of it, why does he have to be so cruel to her because she's being kind to him? And I know exactly what it was like. I understand what you said. I didn't believe it until I heard this Russian chick say that you have to make men suffer. I'm like, I can't do that. Right. But she was like, no. It's this Western philosophy that, no, men thrive under pressure. They want to be a hero. Heroes suffer, that kind of thing. So if you're coddling him and treating him like a baby, of course he's going to mistreat you. Okay. But why do you have to be cruel? So, yeah. That was my question.
Come on,
Cause you've
Sarush.
seen
Come on,
that, right?
Sarush.
Some guy, you Abir, you said it. You were
Oh no,
talking
I
about it
keep
for
on
like
going out.
the
You
first
let me
three
say.
shows.
You let me say Sarush. Come on, Sarush. Like, yeah,
Nah,
don't
I mean,
help.
so like,
Sarush
I,
can't help you.
I'm mad balanced. I'm really, really balanced, and I
Truly,
always
truly.
try to maintain that. And like, to be honest, like, I tell people all the time, women, in my life, like, force does not, it don't work with me.
Right.
I work, I work better under pressure. But like, I'm a Libra, so I'm a perfectionist, so I put pressure
Absolutely.
on myself.
Indeed.
So it's like, if a woman is around me and she learn me, like, he put pressure on himself, but I don't have to add to that the amount of pressure that he adds to himself. You know what I'm saying? Not to be proud of, you know what I'm saying, but not to add to what I already do to myself. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Because
Indeed.
I'm like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always like, you know, there's like, okay, Libras are like, what they say, like, procrastinators. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll let my back get up against the wall on like a deadline and be like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then just come out with something crazy, and it'd be like, oh snap, how long did it take you to do that?
Right.
Oh, I just
Thrive
did
under
it today.
pressure.
Yeah, like, so I work well under pressure, sometimes better, but
Same
like,
here.
Mm-hmm. True.
with
Yeah.
with
Libra
with
rising.
women,
Yep.
I don't need that. I don't need force. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But no, I'm like, okay, what if uh a sister is like spending money on you? That kind of thing. Not saying she's trying to make you do anything. In fact, she's doing everything. She's
mm,
doing too much. That's my thing. Yeah. Cause I don't know.
yeah,
Actually, I probably do know. Cause women, especially in our communities, tend to think they have to play the male role. They have to do the pursuing. They have to do the whining and dining. They have to, just drag him along with them. And
yeah,
and then he treats her like crap, like bad, right? And I just never understood that, right?
I
No.
okay.
I'm not saying that's all
I
men. I'm definitely not, because there are some very lazy men who are like, she want to take care of me, I'll let her,
right,
and
right.
I'll clean up and her dinner gonna be made. There are those guys, right? So yeah,
I think sometimes it may be a little widened across the board, but I know, from the 5, 6 women that I know that have Leo in their moon sign, all of them have a tendency to do that.
right.
And one of them told me about 10 years ago She was like, you know what I need to learn? I said, what's that? I need to learn this damsel in distress thing. See? Women who know how to, oh my God, I can't fix this tire. They win. They win. I
They
promise this is
do.
real. This is real.
And I think
She
that's
was
where we
like,
fall in
they
short. We
win.
can't do it. You trying to force a tiger to take out her teeth. I mean, the Sibyls, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, do we really want them to stop, to deny their nature? She's naturally generous. Do you want her to stop doing that for real? Right? Maybe what if she got married before she started doing that? That would be a great trait, how generous she is to her husband, right? Right?
Yes, but
But I don't understand how this is working. It's just like I guess women have like, again, I see us as the opposite of the pale skins, where their women are all needy, and I get it. It's like every woman. It's just like, well, yeah, she needs to lean on you for like everything, and then if something happens to you, everybody dies. Is that a good thing? Versus this woman over here who's she's good with adversity. She wants to be right next to you building something. She don't want to be sitting behind you like, are you done? Is it safe to come out now? Nah. And our women we were running, we were the I hate to use the word queen, but we were the queen bees, right? I'm wondering if that's why we don't like get along right now, because it's like, no, we supposed to have our like gaggle of males who like listen to us and go conquer, right? Like how they have Elizabeth. Each one of us is supposed to be Elizabeth. That
you
kind of thing.
coming back around to what I said weeks ago. You coming back around, telling you will get right back
what?
To like that we like the power dynamic. We like the power dynamic. We like the dynamic or the dominant hierarchy. Like I run it, everybody else come and fall in line. I run it, everybody else come and fall in line.
It's the mother
because
thing.
What she was saying
it's
was,
my house, For real. Let me send my sons out to accomplish something. That kind of thing. And I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to die because those are my sons, right? That kind of thing.
Okay, let's go to the next one. That's too. That topic is too.
What?
Too much.
Oh, you're just not gonna answer my question.
Because when you say my sons, you're literally sunning the man. You're sunning him like. So what you've done is pretty much saying is, let me get that mane up off you, partner. Let me get that.
No.
Yes.
No. That if that's what it came across as, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
That's how it sounds. That's what I'm saying. That's how.
Remember, have you Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned?
Yes.
Okay, that. Right? Were those minions? Were those men who were with her weak? Right? Or were they just like, we know where the real power is? She's a source. She's a what do you call that? A vessel. She produces us. So yeah, we gon' and this is a wise woman, not like just any old chick. It's like it used to be the oldest woman, usually because she's everybody's mother, right? That kind of thing. She really is everybody's mother. And she taught them wisdom. She kept them alive until adulthood. And she's teaching them about, okay, I wasn't strong enough to do this, but maybe y'all can do it. Get it? And then they're going to protect her fiercely. All that kind of stuff. It's not to take away from his power. It's to encourage him to use it. That kind of thing. But she has to be powerful in her own right, not some meekling, waiting, and crying at every little stress. Because how many times have you heard the husband died and all the children they lost the house and all the children ended up in foster care? That don't happen to us, So yeah.
You win, Zara. You win.
Okay.
You win. That's a hard one.
I'm just here to chill.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. It's because it speaks right to the heart of the matter. It gets right to it, and and men. That's it. What's the next? That's the next. Because I can't. And nobody. Listen, nobody is jumping in. Nobody is saying nothing. What's the next question we got?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
What's the next question we got?
Let me see. You said, let's reflect on who's our real family and how do we delineate between fake fam and real ones. Yeah, that's
Astrology.
That was that Taurus, that full moon of Taurus.
You said fake fam and real ones. Like, are you talking about like real blood relations, or
Yes,
like people?
that question was written under that full moon. That it was written then. And not because it was planned, but like looking back on it, that's when I wrote it because I could see it. I could perceive it clearer than I ever had before, if that makes sense. You know, not everybody who pretends to be not everybody that is blood is necessarily family. Does that make sense?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Friends are the family you choose. Right. So,
That's a
as
hard
far as
pill to
that one,
swallow.
I would just say, quote Buju Banton, through that mystical communication within, we keep finding each other. Mm-hmm. That's how you find them, right?
Yeah.
So, yep. Mystical communication. I mean, you just vibe with some people, right? And I mean, our people, we've been doing that. It's not done as much as it used to be, like having play cousins and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it definitely works because it has us here 9 weeks later.
Right.
I feel like I didn't know y'all forever now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like we fam. Like, what's going on?
Right. Seriously.
Mystical communication. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, I'm thinking it's gonna become necessary in a minute. You know, because stuff is starting to separating the wheat from the chaff. The people who like go hold on as tight as they can, trying to go back to quote unquote normal.
Right.
And versus those who like, okay, that's done. We better come up with something else. And we cannot do what we just left behind. We can't do that anymore. You know. Oh, wow. My whole quote unquote relations, every single one of them, they just not with it. They really are not.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Here go a whole bunch of people waving me over. Right. I'm just going to go over there. These people, you can't, I don't believe in forcing myself on people. Right. Hey, here's an idea. No thanks. Okay. I'm going to just ask you once. That's it.
Yeah. And, it's when CM Bay and that thing in the Clock of Destiny kept talking about the law of retribution.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. He's talking about the zodiac, how the heavenly bodies move, and these transits move, and they start presenting new things to us, and whether we want them to come or not, they're coming, and you're faced to deal with the truth of things sometimes before you want to. It's beautiful, but it's definitely quickening. It's quickening for real. Like it make you like, yo, that's a hard pill to swallow right now, but.
And I like how it's balanced. How you said both sides got to go through it, right?
Yes.
And and I'm just like, because I was actually thinking about that earlier today, like all of the stuff that the Europeans are doing, and I look at our present condition and what we suffered through in the past, and I'm just like, I really wonder what did we do that was so bad that we had to be not only enslaved, but live in these conditions on our own land and watch everybody prosper around us. What did we do that was that bad? And then it just popped in my head. We were acting like them.
Yeah.
We're watching ourselves. We're watching how we lost it all.
Yeah.
Acting like them. Which is why what's our first rule? Love. Because theirs is definitely not on there. It's not anywhere on their books. Right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and then you said that thing about retribution. And I'm just like, because I just like, okay, what did we do? So I know not to ever even go close to doing something like that again. Right. And then it's like, oh, okay. I love the balance thing. I can't help but think, yeah, if we're going through this with you, it must be because it's mirroring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because why aren't we going through this with anybody else? It really does seem like a fight between two entities. All right. I don't even know if nations is the right word, because it's like, well, we in my very bigoted view, we're the only ones that's supposed to be here and y'all not even supposed to exist. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's balanced.
I mean,
and everybody else just spectators.
Right. What CMB kept saying over and over again emphatically, that the Asiatic woman, the kinky head woman, would lead us into the next, you know what I'm saying, step. Like, without any equivocation, like she is going to be the one to take us there. And when I was reading, I was like, man, could he see or foresee the condition of how women, that's what it is, how they portray our women to be? Because that's not every female, not every woman is on, radio, television, whatever, I was talking to the lady the other day. She was telling me, she said, you recognize that, so-called black people look at more television than anybody in the world? Like, statistically, like other nations may do it. Like, okay, they have like days they watch it or hours. We sometimes average 6-7 hours a day of TV. That's a lot of TV. And that's programming all the way across the board.
Exactly.
That's, you can't outrun that pattern if you listen to some 6, 7, 8 hours a day. You're going to be programmed by that. No way you can get around it.
And why are you doing that? Because you don't have nothing of your own.
Right.
Like I look at Greek organizations, how our people are the only ones that carry that stuff after graduation.
Don't do it.
Have you ever seen a European walking around in the office with their letters on? They have them. They definitely have them. The only time they wear those letters are on campus and they at some event like homecoming or something. That's it.
Listen.
Because they have something else the rest of the year, their nationality. Because I remember when I crossed Zeta Phi Beta, and I remember the feeling of pride, like, I can't believe I'm something now. That was what I thought. Because they had a history, they had bylaws and rules, they had a culture, they had their own steps and a call. They even had a flag. Wow. I was all over it. But I guess, some stuff just resonates, right? And then it occurred to me, like, okay, this is y'all nationality. That's why y'all keep that mess going after. But you graduated 25 years ago. Let it go. Nope. Still rocking that cane. Screaming, I'm a Q.
Well, I have a lot of friends of mine who are involved. And, my dad got in it. I couldn't understand the mentality of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna beat me for 6 weeks and then turn around and be like, "We're brother." I didn't get it. However, you are very correct. And Zara, you are fearless. You don't mind saying I love that about you. Don't mind.
Where's the lie? That's it.
That's the truth. They love those letters. They'll hurt you over them letters.
Yep. They defend it like it's a nation.
Yes. Yes. Everything but loving ourselves. We pay attention to everything, just loving ourselves. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's sad. Even though we got something. I mean, I guess it's not their fault. you know, unless somebody did try to tell you and then you chose to remain in your state anyway.
Yeah.
Don't you notice something's missing? We're the only ones to have these problems. Everybody got this, that, and the third. You know, don't you want that too?
Right.
But whatever. Even and it ain't about your colors. Africans darker than you, and they doing better than you. You know. Well, whatever. But yeah.
They got a school. They got a school that I found on like IG because they got like these wild calls that they do. It's actually like it's a Templar school. And
like the Greeks got a school?
It's the Templars, and they call it the Saints Boys, and like they have like Moors and Occidentals together in the same school, like one. You know what I mean? Like they do this whole black and white thing. Their uniforms are black and white. Everything's like black and white, black and white, black and white. You know what I mean? Like so trippy, but like
wow.
Yeah, like listening to their energy, like with their they play like soccer, like football, you know. So like listening to their energy, you can tell that like they have like a whole culture that they go into the world, like sisters are saying, like they don't you know, they don't wear that all the way into the world, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like we wouldn't even know that they went to school together.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
You know?
Right.
So really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No more eclipses for the rest of the year, correct?
No more. Let me make sure. I'm looking. I'm pretty sure it's no more. Let me make sure. Long nights. Oh, there's a solar eclipse on December 4th. That's in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's right. It's a cycle. They usually a month.
Solar eclipses, there were more things that are external, correct?
Yeah, and it's gonna be some male aspect is gonna be taken out.
I got you. Okay.
Usually, they call it the king must die. So yeah, that's why the ancients were so scared of them, or the leaders had their people scared of it. You know, y'all gotta be afraid I'm gonna die. Like, yeah, that ain't my problem. You know, whatever. So yeah. And the sun enters Sagittarius. Oh yeah, let's look at this.
Tomorrow,
Okay, so
right?
the sun moves into Sag tomorrow, and then Mercury moves into Sag on Wednesday. That's perfect on the day Mercury rules. So yeah.
You know that I'm very, very happy. I know that we concentrate on the moon. I get that. But I'm telling you, I'm going to start feeling the Sag energy in a minute. I'm going to start feeling like, because Scorpio's so heavy. It's so heavy. Everything is so heavy. We can't. Oh,
well, I mean, it squares like your ascendant and your sun. Yeah, that can't be fun.
That's what maybe that's what yes, maybe that's what it is. But I can feel it, you know, when it's there. I can feel it, you know, them days. Especially when they say like especially when the days that says like the dark night of the sign or whatever, when the
Dark
sun
night
and
of
the
the
moon
soul.
is there. So when the sun and the moon is staring like in the same, yes, them days are definitely different, you know, they're definitely different. But
yeah, I'm liking this whole astrology thing. I'm feeling all in tune with it. Like that eclipse was just like I didn't realize that stuff was as bad as it was. Like I thought I was doing great, and I'm like something just cleared up, and I'm just like I feel wow. Oh
yeah,
you know what I mean?
work wise, I did feel that. Work wise, for a minute it was kind of hazy, and the eclipse did kind of like give me a oh, okay, that's what I was trying to say, or I was trying to do.
And it was very cutting, you know.
Yes.
So yeah.
So
I enjoyed it.
With it's needed.
Yeah.
I think all my questions have been taken. I did speak to my wife, and she said that she would like, she wants to, start learning astrology a little more. So she may peek her head in here at one time. I said, well, Sister Zara and Sarush, they'll help you, read your chart.
Gladly.
Come in, you know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I said, Sister Zara probably love to hear your voices. So she can
Right, another sister. Hey, please.
yeah. Maybe
Not that y'all aren't delightful, but
peek her head in here, But that's I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, for responding to my questions the way you did, because I try to I don't want to push the envelope too much, but I do like to, see what things are.
I love talking about astrology.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Anybody ever dated the Sagittarius?
Yes. I mean, he was a Sagicorn. Yeah.
What?
A Sagicorn.
A Sagicorn. Okay, all right.
Like
all right.
his birthday was
He
like
right on
December 23rd, and then I actually looked at his
yeah,
chart, and
yeah.
it was like 0 degree. Depending on who you ask, it was like 0 degree Capricorn or 30 degree Sagittarius. I don't know.
That was rough.
Yeah, and he was a Gemini rising. So yeah, that was fun.
What,
It was fun. We got along great.
Did you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Sarush?
Nah, no Sagittarius.
What? Yes.
What about you, Abir?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. A few. I think a few. You know what I'm saying? I think a few. I always wonder why they said that we were compatible. Because, yeah, because I'm not, I won't get into that, but the Sagittarius has a very healthy ego. It's very healthy. And Sister Rosmara Bay said the other day, it surprised me a whole lot. She says the most, she didn't say violent, but the fire sign that is the scariest or whatever when they get angry is the Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And I was kind of surprised by that. I was kind of surprised.
It's mutable fire. Mutable.
Yeah.
As in you don't know what it's gonna do. Fire.
Right.
Right.
The best way I could look at it or think about it is they're like one of the only signs that could be running full speed in one direction and turn around and fire back in the opposite direction. That's a rough, because usually you have to be running at something to fire at it. If they take their bow and arrow and turn around and can shoot back and hit somebody while they're running off. Yeah.
Half beast. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So yeah.
Did she talk about when's the best time to file stuff? Did she? I remember a couple of weeks ago she was talking about that class. She was going to be talking about when to submit documents and all that stuff. Or did she get to that?
This time we talked a little bit about how they based the whole judicial system off the signs. So she broke down where the legislative, executive, and judicial, like which ones is fire, earth, like she broke it down like that.
Shoot, can you share? Do you remember?
I can share it by paperwork. I can send you all copies of the email. Yes,
please.
I have all the. I'm not gonna say all of them, but if she put out as many as she put out, I got at least 95% of them. Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't mind sharing. Another very good class. She broke down the dual. How some signs have dual planets that rule it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dual. But she definitely talked about them. She put them in like in a line like chakra points, and she was like, "There's no way you really can get to where you're going without dealing with Saturn. Saturn was like
Right.
that one planet that's just like the abominable snowman or something. Like Saturn is that he is that dude. Like you got to
The big
deal with him.
boss.
Mike Tyson in
Yeah.
the early '90s. Like you got to
Yeah.
go deal with him. Like he's not playing. He's not playing. Um,
Rules the North Node. You got to put in that work. That's my favorite planet. You know, love it.
he rules the North Node. My North Node's in Aquarius. Aquarius
Oh
is
boy, yeah, like how what is that? Certain planets and certain signs affect the nodes. Like what was it? The South Node. What was it? Um, it's Mars rules the South Node, and it's also ruled by Scorpio. This is through the Vedic system. Scorpio and Pisces, right?
mm,
Because the Scorpio is like transformational, and the
right.
Pisces is the delusion, and it's like okay, you've already gone through the transformation and perfected yourself, and whatever the South Node is, and this is your comfort zone, and you're deluding yourself thinking that you just naturally talented in this area when actually you being here is you being lazy because you're falling
Mm.
back on what you've already learned. You need to go forward to the North Node, which is ruled by Saturn, and I forgot the signs that rules it. I have to go back and find that. But and it's like okay, Saturn, that makes sense because you have to work to achieve what's the North Node, and it's supposedly something you have like no familiarity with, right? So
Did
yeah, but
wait a minute,
the
did you
fruits
say that? Wait
are
a minute.
great, you know.
I
Hmm?
just heard somebody. I just heard that may have been the gist of the class. What did I? Oh, I just read that someplace. Like exactly what you said. Like the you could tell by your chart. Like this is work you should have already gotten finished with. You should have completed this, and you had to come back based upon. That's what it was. It was something about a sign that was sitting in front. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Just
do
hey,
it.
just try, give it a shot, give it a shot.
It's like some type of sign that is just hanging there that intercepts the energy in a house. Like it's just like it's. She put this chart up and it was like this Pluto or something that was sitting in this chart. And she would be like, this takes everything away from it, like it blocks something, that's what she was saying. This is like this right here is like a staple to say this person should have already have gotten this. Thank you. That's what it was. This person should have already gotten this before, and because you didn't, this thing right here is gonna like block or cause you to linger in this spot longer until you move out of it or grow out of it or develop yourself out of it. Make sense? That makes
Right.
sense?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the
Absolutely.
work. And it takes a lifetime. And most people never achieve it, which is why they got to keep coming back.
You might as well
Yeah.
go ahead and just take it on the chin. Just
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yup.
take it on the chin.
No matter
It's
how
not
like
pretty.
disturbingly horrible it might be,
Absolutely.
just get it over
Talk
with.
to it.
Oh,
Talk to
that was one of my realizations. Um like my nodes. Which is funny because the nodes just crossed over my sun and my Jupiter,
it.
right? So, and that's in my eighth house. The nodes they're still in my eighth house. So, I'm supposed to be working on some dharma related to my sun in my eighth house, and to some extent my Jupiter because it's right there too. And so I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be working on my dharma, right? And at least my physical energy is being promoted to do this because it's conjuncting my sun, right? So let me look at my Dharma. And my Dharma is my North Node, which is in first house in Libra, right? Which I was like, up until the other day, I was like, I just do not understand this. It just seems like it's saying partner alone, right? Because Libra, partner, first house, by yourself, or self, partner with yourself. 12th house would be alone. So first house would be with self. So partner with self. I'm like, that makes, or be yourself with part. It makes no sense, right? And then I look at my South Node, and that's in the 7th house, which is ruled by Libra, right? Naturally ruled by Libra. In Aries, which is naturally ruled, it rules the self. So again, partner with yourself. Like, what's going on? I don't understand this, right? And then right there are my exactly conjunct my South Node in my 7th house are the celestial lovers, Mars and Venus. They're like 1 degree apart, and they're both sitting there on the South Node in Aries, right? And the other day, it's just like something happened, and I'm like, it just something snapped. And I'm like, oh, I get it. I'm done sacrificing myself on the pyre of love. Okay, I got that. And I just had like the best couple of days, because I'm just like, maybe I am just right for right now, because eventually you're supposed to work past your nodes or whatever. Once you start just get into it, you get to enjoy your life, that kind of thing, right? And I'm just like, yeah, let me just like not even consider being in a relationship right now. Just let me just like, I'm not saying I don't want one or whatever. I'm just gonna leave it alone. And I have just had like the most monumental peace for the last couple of days. Just because it's like, I'm just not gonna bother with it. That kind of thing. I'm just gonna coast, be at cork. And I'm like, dang, is that because I put up a boundary, and that's what it created, was me just being sitting here and just focusing on my work for the last few days. And I'm just like, that's why I was like, I didn't realize how bad something was, right? And it was like my Chiron, right, is in my 7th house, right? So in Taurus. So relationships can be physically painful. And I hadn't noticed it. And it's like a couple of days ago, I had a pain in my side. And I'm like, how you just get used to it?
Right.
And I didn't notice it until it was gone. And I'm just like, okay, I don't like it, just because my South Node is where I'm most comfortable. And apparently I was most comfortable being in a relationship. I love relationship. But you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't like that. I like that. I don't like this, but I feel better over here with what I don't like.
Yes.
So I'm just going to roll with that until whatever changes, I'm just going to relax.
And your brother would tell you that you sound just like the other Leo moons, like they do the same. It's like the same. And I was like, yo, but you got everything. You don't really need a guy.
Right. It's not a need, it's a want. Right.
Love. I want it's the final piece to the package.
Exactly.
What do you mean package? There's no package coming into the world. There's no guarantee here. There's no guarantees with love. It's not. There none. That's what the type of the book came from. Like, love is a guarantee. Love is a privilege, not a guarantee. It's like a privilege to get it. It's like to get a chance. You know what I'm saying?
But exactly.
To them, it's like, no, listen, you know what? You're the devil, and I rebuke you because you're gonna. I'm like, whoa, I'm your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you came to me. No, but you're trying to tell me that I don't have a husband waiting on me. I'm just saying, what does life say?
Right.
Up to this point, it's not yet. And then when you do have somebody great, it's like this. I don't know your relationship. I can't. For everybody listening, I don't know Zara's relationship, so I can't speak on her.
Oh, I'm
For the
single.
other 5
Either
or
you
6
married or
Leo,
you single. The end.
right, you know what I'm saying? For the other Leo moons that I know very well, I'm speaking on them, and for them, they've had very good opportunities, and they figured out some way to like push the dude. Like when Sarush said force doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
force is like the code word for some Leo moon sign women. Force is like that's what we know. You're going to. I really don't know. You going nah. What?
Shoot, the light approach. The light approach don't work either. Trust me.
The
Like
damsel in
force,
distress
I don't have time. I'm a Gemini sun, Libra rising. Even if I do have a Leo moon, do I sound like I'm trying to force something?
The
Like with
damsel
you,
in
like I don't want to do
distress.
the show. Like, oh, all right, I'll see you there. You
That
know?
that was force. That
What?
was force.
What?
That was force.
All
But you
right.
know what? But the Gemini is so wise. Did y'all see King Richard yet? Did you see King Richard?
King
The
Richard?
movie?
Nah.
Okay, this is what I
I'm writing
discovered.
that
I'm not
down.
gonna tell you the movie. But King Richard is an Aquarius. Venus is a Gemini, and Serena is a Libra. They were always faster than everybody else. You put them together, they was just like something that was like you couldn't really contend with. So you knew how to say it. Once I told you I was a Leo, the Gemini, you was like, oh, I can play him. I know this.
All
I know how to
right.
speak Leo. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get over. You said that like I got my
No.
Leo. I know how to.
By that I mean
You
I'm
know.
not fighting with you for real. That's what I
But
said.
okay,
Like
wait,
I
wait.
can't
When you
win with
tell
this guy.
okay, wait.
I was just like, well, I'll be there.
Sarush, when you tell a Leo, you walk up and say, "Hey, man, I'm not fighting with you, man. I already know who you the king." We drop our weapons then. It's like, okay, all right, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to at first, you're ready to contend. But if you make us drop our weapons, it's like, okay, all right, what you want from me? Whatever you need. And here we are, 9 weeks later. And
was that heavy-handed for real?
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't pressure
but
nobody
listen,
to do nothing. I was even like, dude, you don't have to show up. I'll just be sitting there.
Listen. But it was needed, and like I said, 9 weeks later, look where we are. You understand? Like it was beautiful. That was needed for because if you had not done it, I would have backed out. But you just kept saying, nah. Listen, I said I'll just come for a second, and the first second turned to like an hour. The first time,
right. Something like that, yeah.
Listen, it has been great. It's family. It's family,
right.
And I thank y'all, man. Like life is not promised. And I just want to say, like, I appreciate y'all, man, for like the platform is so much love. And it's like nobody's ashamed to like show like, a piece of their heart. That means a lot, man. You go someplace and people are kind to you. We don't do necessarily you can't find that easy in the world, man. So,
right.
I'm thankful to you, Mose. I'm thankful to y'all.
I'm thankful to y'all. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I had to come here to find some sane people. For real. Thank you, stereo. Thank you, Allah, for giving us stereo.
Yeah, for real.
And FYI, I hate phones. I despise phones. So for me to be on here every week, it's just crazy. Like, wow.
That's crazy that you despise phones.
I can't stand them. Crazy. Yeah. I only have one because I have children. That's it. Just in case I gotta call somebody. That's it.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, but that's but yeah, it's been great. I think I like the topics, y'all. What y'all think about the topic? I think the topics was cool, right?
Yeah, that was not. I liked it. Yeah, kept it rolling, right? Yeah. And it led to other stuff. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah. Like, yep, we just need something to drop in there to make some ripples. And it worked, yay!
I'm gonna do something for myself. I'm gonna bring something new that I found out about my chart every week. I'm gonna bring something new. Like, hey, y'all, I found
that's
this
what's up.
About myself. Up. You know what I'm saying? That give me like something to like shoot for. You know what I'm saying? Something like, to look at.
And something for us to expand upon. Because I mean, I'm still learning. I mean, all this stuff. It's like we really are finding our stuff. And these books, they're not gonna do it because they can't go deep enough because it's not them, it's us. Right. So for you to say, "Oh, I found this," and it's like, "Wait a minute, is that this?" Because I saw it over here too. Yeah. So yeah, please do that. Please do that, and we can all just grow together. Yeah, and next thing you know, we actually gonna be able to navigate again just by looking up.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be perfect right there.
Hey, I'm excited. Yeah, for real. But woo, that was good. Y'all ready to wrap it up? That's an hour and a half. So. That's good. That was good. Yeah. All right. So thank y'all for joining us, all the people who joined in. This has been Talk to Me Moorish with Sister Zara Bay, Brother Abir Chanan L, and Brother Sarush L. You can contact us by going to califamedia.com, 43rdbooks.com, that's 43rdbooks.com, and madebysarush.com. Have a safe and prosperous week, and we will see you on the next 10th chat. Wow, double digits. I like it.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? That's crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say. For real. And thank you to the people who joined us, the participants.
Absolutely,
that's what's up. Y'all sat through this with us.
Yeah, you know? We got like
y'all strong.
That's like we got like you know, and it doesn't feel like a weight. It doesn't feel like it still feels new. Like it's like we still just like scratching the surface. So that's good.
Right.
That's what's up, man. But y'all
can bring questions too to participants. Anybody, give us something. We gonna, how Moors are. We started talking about relationships. This was not supposed to be an astrology show. So yes, Moors. What is that? We're a riot of colors and textures. So that pertains to our conversations too. So yeah. No, and on that note, because we can keep going all night. We better cut this
all night.
All right, y'all. Have a blessed
cool. Week, for real.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, man.
Peace. Love. Peace.
Peace.